You made it. SolidSol here. This video, I will be discussing some qualms I have about Afeera. I've heard a lot of complaints about Afeera, and well, you're right to be upset because she's made me want to commit more Sudoku. In fact, she's starting to make me despise feat in general. I'm tired of getting tiered 1 and tiered 3 right in a span of 5 seconds and losing all my HP. These feats are 500 MS, so you can dodge them if you are super focused, but you've got to expect them and not be on some sort of substance, which I doubt the majority of you aren't, since we all play for honor. You will hear the word feat a lot in this video, so if you want to play a drinking game, take a shot of milk every time I say the word feat. The first time I saw Afeera, I said I wouldn't mind getting hit by those turkey legs. You guys remember that? Oh, times have changed, and I've realized how naive and young Sol really was. Little did I know that her tier 1 and tier 3 could be connected and used in conjunction to cause me absolute pain and trauma, and give me unending PTSD by seeing any kind of feat whatsoever on the hub. Of course, Ubisoft would allow that to happen. Now listen, one important thing before we talk about our feats is that you need to know the reason you aren't able to dodge a kick is because if you change your guard somehow, which most of us do, you will not be able to dodge the incoming kick when she gets a light attack on you. So if you blocked late, well, too bad. This bug was widely noticeable when Blackfire was first released in 2019, since he was the first hero to have the light into bash mix-up or a light into undodgeable combo wombo. So until they add the new testing ground changes where anytime you dodge, your guard goes away, or they just adjust it accordingly, just like how they did with Black prior. Sometimes you'll just have to take the kick if you accidentally moved your guard. Pretty good game design, in my honest opinion. Thanks, Ubisoft. 2 Afeera's means tons of feat. Her tier 1 deals 20 whopping damage, and her tier 3 does 30 damage on the initial bash, and the follow-up heavy deals 18 for a grand total of 48. If you combine both feats, it's 68 damage in a span of about 5 seconds. That is not okay. Nobody has a tier 1 that deals 20 damage and sets up a teammate to land a heavy. The only other one that comes close to mind is Zhenhu's tier 2 bomb, plus her tier 1 kunai. The opponent must be on fire first for you to land your knife throw, so it's not a fast guarantee attack compared to Afeera's. 99% of the time, if she lands the tier 1 feat on you, you will not be able to escape the tier 3. There are weird situations where I was able to dodge, but those were once in a lifetime and I cannot recreate it, and I don't know the specifics on what you need to be able to do. So if anyone does know, let me know. Gravity's Pull, which is the tier 1 name, has a 60-second cooldown, which means she will have it every single fight as a 500 MS bash. So if you don't dodge this 500 MS bash from neutral, that can also be used while out of stamina. You'll take 20 damage and perchance a heavy attack by their teammate or a forward running attack if they aren't close enough. I think this is power creep. They wanted someone with a stronger tier 1, like Pirates, which is the armor-piercing slug that deals only 10 damage, which is fair for a tier 1, but it decreases defense by 20%, which is a great bonus that doesn't feel too unbalanced. She can, however, follow up with a feat during all of her combos, so that might be a little bit overtuned. Her tier 3 is pretty powerful, but there's a bug where, the bullets will ricochet to your teammates, and what can you really do about that? That's Ubisoft's spaghetti code. Now the third feat, which is guaranteed, is Speeding Common, and this initially deals 30 damage to you and allows a follow-up heavy that deals 18 damage. Yes, it does feed quite a bit of revenge, but most scenarios, they're going to be using that to kill you even if you have revenge or to stun lock you for days. The side left heavy deals 16 damage, but you don't get the wall splat property, so it's better to just use the other 2 heavies. Redundant to have that heavy, but I'm assuming the devs forgot to change the values on that one, which is no big deal. Probably get to it in like a couple years or something. This feat, I don't have any real issues with it as it's a tier 3 and it should do quite a bit of damage. However, it has a 90-second cooldown. Compare this to Longbow, which has a 120-second cooldown and has a slower startup. Yes, it has good range, but it's easier to dodge since it's slower, and if it's farther, it makes it a cakewalk for most days. Afeera's tier 3 is still 500 MS, and when used in conjunction with her tier 1, you will be cutscene just like Centurion's old punch. This also has full luck mechanics that can be used when an opponent throws an attack, so you're guaranteed to get smacked by this. I move we bring back Centurion cutscene since they keep adding all this retarded feats that can be accessed so easily to just keep you immobile for 5 seconds. Now I'm sure many of you big brain individuals know that without all these overpowered aspects about Afeera, she would probably just be pretty mediocre, am I right? Yeah, she's got a light into bash that confirms 18 damage, and even after a heavy parry, she can bash to land a wall splat for so much more damage, and an undodgeable heavy that hits them if they make the wrong read, speed, but that is a viable offense in this game. She's got a cool superior dodge deflect that can also wall splat, giving her lots of clutch potential. Crushing counters with pretty reliable hitboxes to external. Her finisher lights also have crushing counters, and I've been hit by them more often than I would have thought. They recently buffed her hitboxes too, on her finisher heavies and her lights as well, I believe. If you don't know, her forward heavy is 500 ms. This is one of the fastest forward heavies we have that can roll catch. It's honestly used a lot for option selecting and starting your offense because most people don't really expect it. She's not a mediocre hero. Afeera is a good hero that wouldn't be as overtuned if the devs actually played or tested their games. So what do we do? Well, for starters, I for one would like to change your tier 1 gravity's pull and swapping Fortune's favor with it. We can keep the cooldown and damage the same if it remains a tier 2. Orochi's kunai is only 15 damage, but get this, it's on a 30-second cooldown. In comparison, kunai is pretty powerful as a tier 2, yet I don't see too many complaints, especially when we look at Afeera's feats that are comboed. If you didn't remember, kunai was able to combo into a zone attack, so they removed that aspect since it was incredibly unbalanced. Even lowering the damage to 15 would be more balanced since it is still able to confirm heavies or light if your teammate isn't close enough. Compared to kunai, it's just to finish someone off really quickly at long range and short range. As for her tier 3, this feat just needs a cooldown increase to maybe 120 seconds from 90. This is going to make a huge difference and you'll see it a lot less in your games. Tier 3s should be powerful, don't get me wrong, but they should not and cannot and shan't be used in conjunction with the tier 2 to lead to a 68 damage punish for not dodging a 500 ms bash. It's unfun and ruins the experience of the Frauner community. Either increase the recovery of the individual suffering from gravity's pull, increase either bash to 600 ms, or make it so the tier 3 can't be activated as quickly, allowing you a chance to dodge the incoming tier 3. I find that is the simplest solutions without having to gut anything important about the character. Damage wise is in line with the tier 3 and allows for big ganks since Ubisoft is so fond of taking it from both sides. I've seen comments on how we shouldn't allow her to use her feats while out of stamina. While I see where you're coming from, this change wouldn't be as necessary if you weren't able to combo them. All feats can be used out of stamina, so we'd have to nerf bow, fire flask, which I wouldn't mind, and would like it to be how the arcade fire bombs are, where the fire stays and lingers and the initial bomb doesn't do as much damage and the fire in place is what is really deadly. But allowing feats while out of stamina sounds fine to me, at least for the time being. If she used her tier 3, Afeera also wouldn't be able to land her 18 damage heavy on her tier 3, which would suck, but then again she is able to get some of her stamina back and go back on the defense or offense while also having the opponent take a bunch of damage. So there's that. A lot of things to think about, but I feel like these are more simple changes to make her a lot more balanced and more fun to fight against. So those are my changes I would include to Afeera's feats, as I think she's a bit cancerous to play against in Dominion. Her kit wise in general without all the feats and stuff is just fine, and I think it's a good kit, but her wombo combos with her feats need to go, and they have to fix her guard switch bug, which doesn't allow you to dodge if you are getting hit with a light attack within her mix-up. What do you think they should do with her? And if you're an Afeera main, do you agree with my changes? Do you think she's powerful? Do you think she's too weak? I'm a long-time enjoyer of this game, and I'm looking out for the best interest of the community when it comes to fun and balanced changes. There is a right way to do balance updates to a hero without ruining the unique qualities a hero has, and I hope Ubisoft finds a way to make it work between their board of directors. Let me know how your experiences are going, and I'm really happy you guys are enjoying the Warmonger video. Black Pride video coming out really soon. Thank you for being so patient. Bye bye. See you later.